Hello and welcome, I'm Raziel, and so this week I've been covering, new games and different types of games and, what should you do to get into them. And, there's, like I said, there's so many different varieties of game, genre, and type, and models, and size, and everything. There is so much choice. It's always been one of my favourite things about wargaming. And not only that, wargaming is easily one of the, if not the most rewarding hobby. It does so much for your mental health. I mean, you feel so good once you've finished a model. You've built it, you've painted it, and you see it on the shelf. You've seen it go from the grey sprue to this fully finished model. And the thing is, what I want to do with this month is, to quote Macca from The Outer Circle, is to bring back the magic I felt when I was a child going into Games Workshop. Now, that's not an exact quote, but that's what he said, and that's what I want to do with this month. And actually, because I kind of started doing this prior to him making the quote, I'm not copying him. Macca, please don't sue me. Anyway, so that's the thing. And there is this thing when you go into a game store and you see all these models and you're like, oh, those look so cool, I love them. And as you get into a hobby longer, you can be either a little bit more jaded or desensitized, or stuck in that rut of yours where you see the game, you see your game, you see your army, and that's all you'll buy. You're not really going to branch out, you're not really going to try something new, and you get stuck in that rut. And if you're new to wargaming now, with the amount of choice involved into gaming as well, you could feel a little bit overwhelmed or discombobulated because you don't know where to start, you don't know which model to go with. But that magic of when you see a game system and you just go, I want to collect this, and when they ask what army, you go, all of them. I like all the models. And you just look through, you spend hours online looking through the shop, it might be just me, and you just see all these great miniatures. You go, oh, that looks fantastic. And then you read the lore and you go, oh, this looks so nice, I like this. And you get really this new feeling which kind of reminds you of when you were a child, when you were younger, that when you went into Warhammer Games Workshop first and you saw the miniatures first, this just wonderment of all this whole story and universe being told, and it's all new to you. But now if you go into a new game, it's sort of like bringing back that feeling, that absolute joy of seeing this new army, of seeing these new games and going, I want to play this, and not just getting stuck in, like I said, the same routine of, this is the army I'm collecting and I'm just going to collect this army. And it just opens doors to you, just opens so much up, and you're like, I love this game. And having that, and that's one thing I've wanted to try and do with this month, try and bring that wonderment back to people, try and bring that, or to new players as well, that sense of, like I said, that magic of just doing it for the first time. It's not just nostalgia either. As you guys know, I'm a big retro gamer, and the thing is, even when I play my older games, I do actually tend to get games I've never played before or never even tried. I want to try something completely new, and that's what I go with these other games. And like discovering Conquest, which is a fantasy game, it's a larger scale than 40k and Kings of War. It's a 38mm scale, which means it's a lot bigger. I've seen the size of some of these knights, and they look like the size of dreadnoughts. And these are just knights on horses. And I'm like, and I see and I read the story and I see the model of St. George, and I'm like, that is something I want. I will get that model. Or I look at the old Dominion, the zombie Romans, and I'm like, zombie Romans, I'm sold. And then the full Infinity model, and it's like, that's going to be the model that just stands up as my centerpiece. And Conquest is a fantasy game with some sci-fi, with a sci-fi faction, the Spire being aliens, which kind of eat everyone and then turns them into clones. I don't know how it works. It's weird and gross and kind of Gygax and looks like Tool albums. But just all that into a single game, and it looks really cool and it looks fantastic. And then Now, I've never been a fan, and I've said this many times, I've never been a fan of historical gaming. I don't like the idea of the good guys losing or the bad guys winning. It's not something I'm actually happy with. And that's the kind of thing that really does my head in. But now going into bolt action and seeing the paint jobs people are doing and seeing the work people put on and getting really interested, especially with 3rd edition coming out. I'm not going to be reviewing bolt action this month. I was going to review the rulebook, but with the 3rd edition coming out, it seems a little bit weird to do it. I'll talk about the starter set, which I'm getting, but as for the actual rulebook, no, that's not going to be covered. And I can talk about the game too. And so and these feelings, and then sharing a game I love, which I've been doing for the past couple of months now, and I'm really passionate about, which is Wild West Exodus. And you guys know, my regular viewers know how much I love Wild West Exodus, and just being able to share that with a wider community. And it sounds weird, and this is a bit of like a rambly video, not quite coherent as my others, but when I saw my Walks Looking mini review getting so many more views, like it's got like 500 views. I know it's not much in the grand scheme of things, but for a Wild West Exodus video to get just that many made me happier than almost any video which got over 1,000 or 10,000. Yeah, I got a couple which got 10,000 by the way views. Okay, that one just cheered me up because it's sharing something I love. And when you start a new war game as well, you get to have that joy as well. You get to share this passion for this new game that you've got. And I know, like, someone commented on one of my videos, and it was quite funny because I just bought Trench Crusade. I just found out about Trench Crusade. It's been my favourite thing since I discovered it 5 minutes ago. And it is that kind of passion. You find this new thing, and you get really excited, and you want to share it. You just want to show everyone your new models in you know these new toys that you've got, and it's how great they look. And this is the magic I think is slowly going away from wargaming as a whole. Now, I'm not against 3D printing, but I think 3D printing might sort of dampen that a little bit because you're printing your own stuff. But this idea that you can just show this stuff and this new game that that you're part of this whole new community as well, sharing these communities, getting involved in new communities is really fun. Again, something I enjoy doing immensely. So, this is just what this week and this month's about. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was really cool. I wanted to do a positive video today, but unfortunately I had to do a news video. And I'll see you all again in the next one. Have a great day. I'll see you all soon. Don't forget, if you want to save money on your wargaming, there's Wayland Games down below, as always. There is also, Wayland Games, Skyforge. He's a good friend of mine. Click on his link. Forbidden Planet, for comics, DVDs, mangas. My merchandise, stickers, cups, and notebooks. There is my comics, and as always, Patreon, because business. Bye bye.